The idea here, okay, was for everyone to read up on one assay or one type of assay. Now, there are 4 categories of assays. Okay? Binding, cell, enzyme, and image. Okay? Who has an image assay? Okay? No one. What about cell? Okay, big group. Cell. What about binding? Binding, one person binding. Okay. What about enzyme? One person. Okay. Who doesn't have an assay who hasn't picked an assay? That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So, what are you most interested in? What type of assay? I mean, just binding assays, enzymatics, more cell-based assays. Cell? Okay, great. And what about you?
Binding.
Binding. Okay, so you can go over here with Andrew. Okay. So we will take a break before we get started, and I want to give you some time to discuss in your groups. Okay. If you have just one person in a group, we'll join your group. We'll form a group together, and then the goal is for you to present either in pairs or in groups of 3. Okay. We'll split it up somehow, using a flipboard, okay, to say some very basic pieces of information about your category of assay and the assay that you picked specifically. If you haven't picked one, that's okay. You'll have some time to do that. Okay? So are there any questions about that? Okay? Can people who are in the binding group raise your hands? Okay? So you know who you are. Okay? People who are in the cell group, raise your hands. Everyone raise your hands. Okay? Good. And now the enzymatics group, one person. We will join you. Don't worry, you won't be alone. Okay? All right. So what we'll do is on one of these boards we'll put up exactly what we're looking for. Pieces of information. Very basic. Oh, you're right there. Okay. So these are the basic pieces of information we're looking for. Okay. So if you haven't pulled these pieces of information out about an assay that you like, you don't actually have to use the materials we have on the Canvas site. You can just look it up, Google it, find an assay, and then tell us some basic things about it. Okay? All right? Is everyone clear on the groups and clear on this presentation? Okay? So Phil, should we start now or should we take a break and then start?
What do you have going on after the in-class discussion?
Excuse me?
What do you have going on after the discussion?
So after that, that's going to be so this is the high throughput screening activity, and then we'll have the drug design part of the lecture.
I'd probably jump into this, do a break after the discussions, and then...
Right. So let's get started with the discussions and then go to break. Right? Okay. Perfect.